This is Valley View News.
The well that spewed millions of gallons into the Gulf is finally sealed. Studies show testing for contaminated water at Los Angeles beaches is at an all-time low. And a typhoon devastates parts of Taiwan.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Sharona Aliar.
And I'm Fabiola Franco.
13 members of a tiny religious group in Palmdale have been found after being reported missing. They were found at a park praying. 2 worried husbands reported the disappearance. They showed deputies letters saying the group was awaiting an event and would soon see Jesus and their dead relatives in heaven. The husbands accused the group's leader of brainwashing members. All 13 members were unharmed when found.
People who go to the beach are looking for a good time. A recent analysis has shown a decrease in testing for pollution off California beaches. Valley View's Sharona Aliar reports.
Beachgoers might want to think twice before they go into the water. A recent Los Angeles Times investigation says that the amount of testing done at Los Angeles coastal beaches has dropped to its lowest level in over a decade. This could put swimmers and divers at a higher risk of exposure to contaminated water.
I would probably stick to my pool instead and, just have people there and make it look like a beach.
Contaminated ocean water could expose swimmers to a higher risk of eye and ear infections, skin rashes, or stomach viruses. A California law requires health officials to check the beach water at least once a week during the summer beach season. But testing is not legally required for programs that are not fully funded. Environmental experts say there is no sustainable funding source for beach monitoring or enough to protect public health. Director of the Environmental Protection Bureau, Alfonso Medina, says that every county deals with the testing and budgets differently.
They may have sampled year-round, and now there's a decrease in funding, so now they're going to sample only during those required months, or some have chosen just to eliminate that sampling.
Medina says Los Angeles County will continue to sample by getting grants, donations, or money from other departments to get the testing done. Reports show the following decrease in the monitoring of the ocean water has a 65% drop at Santa Monica Beach, a 40% decrease at Long Beach, and 80% down at Cabrillo Beach in San Pedro. Student Ashley Raphael says nothing will stop her from catching a wave.
I personally love the water, so I'll go in anything, whatever. It doesn't stop me, but it'd be nice if it was cleaner, just because when I'm in the ocean, I make sure not to drink the water. Like, I spit everything out when I get into a wave or something.
Experts say overall water quality at local beaches is still better than it was in the past. In Santa Monica, I'm Sharona Aliar reporting for Valley View News.
Long Beach Mayor Bob Foster says he plans to cut $2.7 million from the general fund. This will amount to a 1% cut from every department, including fire and police. The city council can override the mayor's plan with a 2/3 vote. Officials want to make up for the shortfall without layoffs. The plan is to cut costs and develop new revenue sources, such as medical marijuana collective permit fees.
The economy in the U.S. is still struggling to recover, and the Census Bureau reports that 1 in 7 Americans is living in poverty. In Los Angeles County, food pantries are calling out for help. Valley View News' German Balan has more.
Food pantries in the San Fernando Valley and elsewhere are experiencing hard times with the record number of people coming in for help to put food on the table. Many nonprofit organizations are overextending themselves, overworking staff and volunteers to meet the high demand for assistance. Earlier this month, the Lutheran Social Services Community Care Center in Van Nuys had to turn people away because it ran out of food.
And when we put out the call that, we don't have any food, and people, will sometimes look at that and say, oh, well, that's an isolated incident. Yeah. That the, this particular food pantry in Van Nuys ran out of food. They must have just had a run on people. That's not true.
Maceda believes that the problem is just getting worse. Usually by the middle of the week, the center is low on food and anticipates a food delivery the next day from the regional food bank.
So in here we have a drink and some chips and some cookies, and then we put 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in here.
In 2009, this food pantry in particular had served 32,000 people in the community. And by the end of August this year, the center already had surpassed that number.
We still have the heaviest months of the year to come, which are September, October, November, and December. And so I predict that we're probably going to reach over 50,000 people this year.
In reality, we see that there's a lot of people that really need the help, and well, it would be really sad if people came and we couldn't give them what they need or the amount of food allotted to them.
In Van Nuys for Valley View News, I'm German Balan.
5 months after the worst offshore oil spill in U.S. history, a Gulf of Mexico well has been secured. A cement plug was placed nearly 2.5 miles below the sea floor to seal the Deepwater Horizon well. An explosion spewed 206 million gallons of oil and killed 11 workers. Oil still fills the waters, and shrimpers are having difficulty selling catch. The spill has led to civil and criminal investigations. It also increased governmental scrutiny of the oil and gas industry.
The amount of press focus absolutely is probably the most different from the previous projects we've been involved in.
President Obama says the government will continue to repair economic and environmental damage. BP has spent $9.5 billion in cleaning efforts. Another $20 billion will be applied towards a victims' compensation fund.
Festivities in Los Angeles for Mexico's 200 years of independence had people celebrating. Valley View's Emma Almendares and Diana Garduno report the celebrations from 2 separate locations.
Our story begins on the historical Olvera Street that was founded in 1781 and ends at the Nokia Theater, a modern venue which features music and cultural events. Dancing to music at Olvera Street can be seen throughout the plaza while others watch the stage. The main attraction at Olvera is a decorated gazebo. A young singer performed numerous songs that pleased the crowd. Some were even dressed in folkloric attire. Diana Izquierdo from Northridge talks about the different kinds of food at the event and what she liked the most.
It's a lot of Mexican food, a lot of Mexican candy, great music, and just overall having fun watching everybody else have fun.
Young girls performed a type of Mexican ballet in their colorful dresses. Male performers also entertained with their various dance routines. Crowds of people gathered to watch different performers take the stage on the day when Mexico celebrates its independence. Meanwhile, parents and their children snap pictures with the stuffed donkey that is always at the Olvera Plaza. My colleague Diana Garduno covered the event near Staples Center.
The biggest celebration in downtown Los Angeles was at the Nokia Plaza LA Live. Some showed patriotism by wearing sombreros, Mexican soccer jerseys, and many of them proudly carried the Mexican flag.
I think for all of us it's important to know where we came from and where we're going. It's good to let people know who we are and feel proud of what we are. We should not forget what we left behind and give our best to the United States and be better persons.
To begin the celebration with Mexican music, a mariachi and folkloric dancing opened the show. Mexican artists like Los Temerarios, Graciela Beltrán, and Los Horóscopos performed. Gubernatorial candidate Jerry Brown was present at the event. People were dancing while others just watched with their loved ones.
There's a lot to our culture besides the violence that you see in Mexico. There's a lot more to it. There's the food, the people, the music, all types of music, and for me, my favorite, the tequila.
As you can see behind me, there's thousands of people here celebrating this special day, but also celebrating a culture with family and music.
This bicentennial celebration ended with the appearance of Mexico's Consul General Juan Marcos Gutierrez, who along with Oscar de la Hoya and Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa sang Mexico's anthem with everyone. ¡Viva Mexico! In Los Angeles, for Emma Almendares, I'm Diana Garduno, Valley View News.
Other events were also held throughout Los Angeles to commemorate Mexico's Independence Day.